Hey, Mech Warriors, welcome to Bad Ben's Battle Mechs. I'm Bad Ben. Today, I wanted to give a quick little review, or maybe just bring to your attention that this thing exists and is free on the Catalyst web shop. You can get as a PDF. The Experimental Technical Readout 1945. And since it is $0, free for everybody, I figure I can just pretty much show it off. So, what is this? This is an experimental technical readout that was released in 2013 as kind of a April Fool's joke. But as far as April Fool's jokes go, I mean, this one's amazing. Because what this actually is a whole book of, I'm not going to read all the introduction and so on, a technical readout on all of the, not all, but a selection of tanks and airplanes from World War II, and giving them BattleTech values for their guns and armor and so on. And we have a whole slew of them. You can see here. And so not only do they have that, they have overview and notable commanders section, which is all actually non-fiction. It's all true. So actually, somebody took a good long time, and a lot of work was put into this, and it's actually pretty amazing. So yeah, they've got a whole bunch of tanks from all the different, they got the Russian tanks, they got American tanks and British tanks and French and German. Got the Sherman here, Renault, Panzer, and all this is great, and then we get into the airplanes, and they do the exact same thing for the airplanes with their guns and the armor. These planes are extremely weakly armored. And I'll show you that in a minute, because the really cool part, so we got all these airplanes. The whole thing is cool. Okay, yeah. Then we get into the game rules, and this explains how to use this. And it explains that the values that they're using for their weapons and so on and armor are only designed for battle against other planes or tanks from this era, right? This does not convert directly into BattleTech kind of rules. And you can actually see that here. They have 1945 weapon and equipment weights and equivalency. So what is a big cannon worth today in BattleTech? And so the biggest cannon on the biggest tank, the 8.8 centimeter, I think you can find that on the Tiger 1, has the impact of a medium rifle, which actually, believe it or not, does 6 damage in regular BattleTech. And so they do have all of this conversion, and it is possible. There is a way to convert all this to, my son, as soon as he saw this, he said, "Oh, we should fight some of these tanks against like some mechs and see if they, stand up whatsoever." But there's a lot of caveats, and it's all explained here in the game rules, right? They have different weapons, so like that 8.8 centimeter cannon does 9 damage here. And one of the things in this, which is actually interesting, is they've left the ranges like real world almost. So like it has a minimum range of 5, but its minimum is 26. Medium is 52. long is 78, that's far, far longer than anything, in regular BattleTech. Anyways, so then we got more game rules, and then the really great part, all the record sheets. This whole thing comes with record sheets for all of the tanks and all of the planes that they talked about. With movement, they're all pretty slow. Their armor. One thing it doesn't really make a big difference, but I don't know why the armor is so kind of like placed sporadically, sort of. Doesn't matter. That's not all that important. Got the T-70, and yeah, so you can take this and go get some tanks if you have some tank minis and play World War II BattleTech. The Sherman, you can see the more powerful tanks, how much more armor they have than the other ones. You look at the Tiger. Look at the Tiger here in a moment. What's this? This is the Renault, fairly low armor, minimal weapons. See, it has a 37 millimeter cannon, which does 4 damage, and 1 machine gun, which does 1 damage. And the Panzer 4, Panzer 4, a little bit stronger, still slow, but I think the next one, the Tiger, look how powerful. I've always known that the Tiger was like a powerful, well-armored tank, but actually just seeing that armor value in kind of a BattleTech sense is really interesting. And it has that 8.8 centimeter cannon that does 9 damage. So like you can see how these Tigers would have obliterated something like a Renault that had 6 frontal armor. One shot from that, 8.8 centimeter gun, and this thing's toast. I mean, even the Sherman's a little better. It could probably it looks like it could take 1 hit, or maybe a couple of hits from a Tiger. Anyways, I'm not really here to review the different tanks and so on. It's just more about this book, which I think is really, really, really neat. Yeah, and then we get into airplanes. And so, like, yeah, they have 1 armor on each spot. You get shot with a machine gun once, or this one, the Aichi, slightly more armor, but none of them are well armored. The Yak, and then these are all using like kind of aerospace rules, but not aerospace rules for aerospace fighters, but aerospace rules for conventional fighters, which do exist. You have to go check those out. So yeah, the Spitfire, it's got all the different weapons. I don't really actually know the aerospace rules for conventional fighters kind of off the top of my head. But they exist. You can find them. And yeah, that just pretty much brings me to the end of the book, which is the end of the book. And I really don't have a lot to say. To say that there's any negative thing about this book is kind of absurd, considering it costs $0. You can go get it right now for free, and it just offers you a way to play BattleTech 1945 style. So you can have little World War II armies. I think that's really, really cool. Little BattleTech style. World War II BattleTech style. Yeah. So, I said I was going to keep this short. I really just wanted to show off that this exists, and you can go get it for free. If you want to get it for $0, you'll have to make an account and log in to get it. But that's all right. It really takes 2 minutes, and you get a free book for it. And actually, there's a whole bunch of stuff on this website that's free. Like I don't want to say tons and tons of stuff, but there are definitely other stuff, other PDFs and stuff you can download for free. I've done it. record sheets and so on and so forth. I don't know. Yeah. So that pretty much brings me to the end of this, which is a stunning 5-star review of Technical Readout 1945. All right. So that brings me to the end. Have a good one. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.